Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your energy forecast and card pulls for the week of September 5th, 2023. As you're joining in, I'm going to invite you to say hello in the chat and welcome. My name is Arlene Grace, and I am a master numerologist. I am an alchemist, a channel, and a spiritual teacher. And so, welcome, everyone. Happy first day of school for those of you who are in Canada. Good morning, Tammy. How are you? And so I'm curious to how are you experiencing the month? It's September 5th or September 6th today, correct? September 5th. Right. It's September 5th. Hello, Wanda. And so I'm curious as to how you are experiencing September, because September is a month where your call to action is leaping into the unknown so that you may walk in devotion to your self-authority in October. And so are you ready to get outside of your comfort zone? Are you ready to trust yourself? And we begin this month in diamond energy, where this is really allowing for you to see where you may be seeking or measuring your value from others or things. Feeling stirred to make changes. I love that. And so our themes this month for September are to really pay attention to our own nervous system, because this is an energy of the 7, which is leaping into trust, leaping into trusting yourself first and then others. We're going to be experiencing some feedback from the world, information from the world, where it may be shaking us up so that we can come into our own resolve, come into our own trust. And so you may receive information in the news. There could be information about mandates or about fires or about some sort of corruption in the financial system. There can be something that's happening in your own familial life, right? And so this is an opportunity that is happening for you so that you can come to, what is it that I want? What is it that I want to experience? And am I willing to face it, feel it, free it, so that I can come back into trust? As you are checking into your nervous system, you're wanting to know whether or not you are in fight or flight as you are receiving this information, as you're seeing feedback from the world. And in this decision to trust, a great theme this month, and taking the leap, as you come into a deeper sense of trust being an inside job. As I come into trust for me, I begin to see feedback from trust outside in my world around me. I start to receive feedback about that trust. And so as I start to build trust for me, I start to build greater discernment as to whether or not I'm receiving information that I can trust from others, because there are people in your life around you in your environment that may not necessarily be motivated to express the truth. Right. And so, again, I invite you to share, how are you feeling this month? I know that for me, on September 1st, I experienced a great opportunity to really see myself and how I am valuing myself as a mom. My 10 of diamonds, Friday was 10 of diamonds. So my 10 of diamonds, my eldest, had an experience that kind of shook up our relationship a little bit so that I could see how I was in my parenting, how I was in valuing myself as a mom, where I was playing the peacekeeper, where I was playing in platitudes, and where I was also letting go of how I was raised by my own parents and the value of that. And so it was such an experience of growth that allowed for us to move into an opportunity of deeper connection, greater resilience within our own relationship. Good morning, everyone. And so that was just Friday. Could I trust myself to know that I am valuable and that I am a valuable person in my daughter's life that is here to show and guide her? Because in this same energy of September, you are here to remember that you are an ancestor now, that you carry all of the wisdom of those before you, and you are leading the way for those who are your children, for those who are just being born now. You are here to lead as an ancestor. You are it. And will you be willing to remember that? Right? Yeah. Oh, Allison, absolutely, right? So today, Monday, we'll begin with Monday. I know it's Tuesday. So we'll begin with Monday. And Monday, we begin with an awareness. And in that, we had the energy of the 2 and the 7 of diamonds. So Monday, if we were to go back to yesterday, my question for you is, what do you want now? What do you want to experience now, this new week, this new month? Whether that is a greater wealth in your business, greater dynamics within your own relationship, greater relationship with your own body. Remembering that we are in diamond energy, so we are now focused on our value, on places, things. And so as I ask you, what is it that you want? We now have this opportunity in this awareness of, am I willing to have this conversation? Am I willing to connect with others? Am I willing to commune with others based on my own values? 7 of diamonds. Am I willing to express myself based on who I am now? And you're looking at your own mirror, your own habits, your own judgments, your own comparisons as you're coming into this awareness. So yesterday, I had an awareness. I had people that were coming into my house, and they were coming in to pray. And it was interesting because it was just this information that I had received. I was working, and people were coming to pray at my house for someone who had passed. It was an anniversary. And it really triggered me in this experience because it was bringing me back to who I was at 6 years old. And if many of you may know, my relationship to myself at 6 is that I had experienced sexual abuse from the age of 6 until the age of 13. Now, the only person that I had not expressed that to was my father. And I was feeling perhaps a resistance to sharing that with my dad because I am a daddy's girl. Now, in this, there was this inspiration to, I need to share this with my dad. And so after I was done work, I went straight upstairs. I live with my parents, and I told him. And I shared that because I was speaking on behalf of my value, but I could feel my 6-year-old self afraid of no longer being loved, afraid of being shamed, afraid of not being valuable. And that was expressed through our conversation. And so I leapt into my own value to allow for a grand shift in our relationship that allowed for him to be off the hook and myself. And what was interesting in navigating that is what I saw was that safety, because the last thing that he said is, I wish that you had told me. I wish that you had told me, because if I had told you, I would have protected you. I would have done something on behalf of you. And I understand that you were 6. And a distortion came and left because at 6 years old, it wasn't even part of my own thinking that safety was a possibility, that someone would take care of me, that I could actually receive support. What I was seeing was, I don't want my parents to fight. I want to ensure I maintain the peace. I need to protect them, not the other way around. And so there was a huge shift in the dynamic of a relationship. And I expressed myself in my value to 7 of diamonds. And so my curiosity for all of you is, what do you want in connection with other people or things in your life? Are you seeking or measuring your value from what others people think about you or the things that you have? I.e., I value myself when I have a gajillion dollars in my bank account, but when I have less than that, then I don't value myself. I am successful when I have 5 people in my calendar, but when I don't have 5 people to work with in my calendar, then I'm not. And so you're really taking a look at, okay, do I have a habit of this judgment for myself? Who's speaking? Is it my 6-year-old self, or is it who I am now? And does this actually serve me? Does this thinking serve me now? Am I willing to release that? And so coming back to, do you need to be seen or understood by others? And are you willing to see and understand who you are now? And so again, this is the awareness. Now, today, we move into acceptance. And so now we're looking at relationships. We're looking at places where we don't think we're allowed to have things because things were taken away from us, things were stolen from us. And so sometimes an idea of, I can't have love because someone in my life told me that I can't, or because someone broke up with me, but I thought everything was fine, or I can't have money because I was bankrupt and I had to claim bankruptcy 10 years ago, and so I can't have it now. Or even looking at your own dynamics with your parents. Do you think that your parents are on a pedestal? And are you willing to take them off the pedestal so that you can see eye to eye now that you are an adult, right? And so we've got the 3, 6 of diamonds. 3 is the amplification. It's the willingness to express yourself and to move that out into the world. Now, the 3 is always going to be the energetic frequency of abundance. And yet you can have an abundance of thoughts that don't serve you. And when I say serve you, you wake up in the morning and you wake up late. You're getting the kids to school. It's 11:11 right now. So you're getting the kids to school and you wake up late because you press snooze and you're not used to getting up early. And so you wake up late and you think, oh shit, I can't believe this, I'm late. And so you're running late, you go to the bathroom and you stub your toe and you think, oh my God, ouch, this hurts. Oh, this is going to be a bad day. You get your kids to school, right? And you're driving home so that you can go and get dressed or get ready to go to work, and you spill coffee and water all over yourself. And so you contribute to the abundance of, oh no, this is going to be a bad day. Oh my goodness, I'm in stress. Oh my goodness, fight or flight. Or we can move this into, I'm going to be the full expression of me. And the full expression of me is feeling love, feeling value, feeling excited for the day, feeling that today is a new day. And I get to experience maybe the same things in a new way. And I'm willing to do that. And in that, we've got the 6 of diamonds, which is this karmic energy, right? But it's only karmic if you are, again, seeing your physical experience, the physical things that you have manifested around you to tell you who you are. So if you have an unkept home, or if you've got little money in your wallet, if you're allowing that to tell you who you are, then yeah, it's going to be karmic. But if you are willing to see your life and your experience to be information, just feedback, and you're willing to navigate that to see, okay, I have an unkept home. Am I going to accept that now? Or am I going to accept less then? Am I going to clean up my house? What am I willing to accept and change? And so we can look at that as an unkept home. We can look at that as our finances. Are you willing to be a steward of your finances? Or are you going to constantly go and run away and chase the dollar? Because that's lack. And so we're looking at this from the perspective of cause and effect. How I feel about me, how I feel about the value that flows through me, that is always available and accessible, will be the reflection of what I am experiencing in my life. But I have to be willing to walk in that. I have to be willing to be the expression of that and to move that frequency out through me. Right? I love that. And so Allison, that's amazing. So in this acceptance, when you're starting to experience other people in your life, because people usually come into your life to show you this, to show you who you think you are and whether or not you want that to be true, are you willing to come into forgiveness? I accept this and I decide to feel the value of who I am. I decide to see it. I decide to experience it. I decide to fall in love with myself just 1% more today. Right? Then we move into Wednesday, and Wednesday is all about expression, the willingness to express yourself fully. And we move into this energy of 4, 5 of diamonds. And four is really about stability. It's the security. It's the ability to have and notice that you have flow in your life. It can be family. It is love. It is it's like the soft cushion that is around you when I think about the 4. And it's looking at your life and feeling, am I safe in this moment? Because safe comes from within. Do I feel safe and secure in my life, in my home life, in my nurturance of my own self, in my body? And this energy of expression is, am I willing to commit? Am I willing to commit to who I am? Because Five of Diamonds comes in, and this Five of Diamonds is releasing the need for freedom from responsibility. The Five of Diamonds is this energy of, am I going to take responsibility, or am I going to continue to run away from it? Or am I willing to make a change towards higher value? This is transcendence of the physical. This is the ability to see that, to be so unwavering in your knowing that anything that you're experiencing in your physical life is not a reflection of who you are, is not a reflection or a detriment to your value. And so there's this willingness to allow this energy of the Five of Diamonds to serve as a conduit to aligned change, to aligned play, to aligned freedom. And so you want to pay attention to whether or not you're willing to commit to who you are, to what it is that you want to experience. Because if you are still on the fence, then you're going to experience all of this mixed feedback that is going to toggle you back and forth. You're going to seesaw back and forth of, oh, I want this. No, I want that. Oh, I want this, but I don't think I'm good enough. And so will you bring that all together and decide on Wednesday, this is what I want. I had an idea on Monday. I want it now. I choose it. Because if you do not choose it, there's no inspiration to take any sort of inspired action. And instead, you're left taking control, trying to control your physical experience. Right. Then we move into Thursday. Thursday is about blessings. It's about receiving the resources, whether that's going to be people, money, support. And so are you open to receive? And it's an opportunity where you're able to see your own relationships, right? Your own relationships of, am I willing to receive love fully from my partner? Am I willing to receive the safety and support that is available to me? Do I actually see that it's available? Am I willing to receive the likes? Am I willing to receive the feedback, the likes from my social media, but not be attached to it? To see that I'm simply being of service and there are others that are watching. Beautiful. Am I willing to not be attached to that, though, and see that as that is feedback of, oh, I must be good? It's simply feedback. People are watching. Beautiful. And so this is going to come up and rise up for you to see whether or not you are in reception of what is available, reception of the divine, reception of God, goddess, source, creator. And if you're still holding on to this idea that you can't have something, that something is not available to you because it was taken away, or because, again, you have some unfinished business from your own relationship with your parents, this would be rising up for you today as well. And so in this, we've got 5, 4 of diamonds. And so we got a switch of energy, right? From Wednesday to Thursday, we piggyback and we go 5, 4 of diamonds now. And so 5, again, is the willingness to be free. But are you being free? Are you going to play? And are you now not taking responsibility because you're running away from what it is that you need to do? And so if you are here and you've decided that you're building a business, you claim that you're building a business on Wednesday, but on Thursday, you feel so held in this box of I'm building a business that you go and you run and you go shopping instead, then you're going to miss out on the resources that are available, especially if the shopping wasn't inspired, right? And so in this, good morning, we have the 4 of diamonds. And so the 4 of diamonds is saying, okay, what is your need with fixed ideas? Do you need fixed conditions? Are you holding things in place because you feel that keeping your money the way that it is, keeping your family the way that it is, keeping your resources the way that it is going to help you to feel safe? Are you willing to navigate that, open it up? Because as I'm feeling the 4 of diamonds, it's this square. And in this square, it's not allowing yourself to receive what is available to change. Because with the 4 of diamonds, it is highlighted with this environment and with this karmic energy of you must be willing to allow this to be a conduit for the availability of what is here for you based on your own dreams and desires. And so will you allow for whatever it is that you are holding to break open? Are you willing to allow the coffers to break open, for instance? And so as I'm feeling this energy, it's like having $1,000 in your bank account, and you can see later on in the month that you've got a bill. And so you hold on to this $1,000 because you've got a bill of $999 in 3 weeks, rather than being inspired. Oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to get an energy session. Oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to treat myself to a massage. Oh, I'm going to go. And so are you holding things in that container, your wallet, your bank account, rather than allowing for it to flow in the direction of what is being inspired, knowing in full trust that the money that you require for this bill in 3 weeks will be there and available for you? Are you willing to be paid by God? God pays all of your bills. And so if God paid all of your bills, can you imagine what would actually be available to flow through your accounts, to flow through your business? Are you open to see that there are possibilities for wealth to flow in your direction that is outside of your business, that is outside of your husband or your partner or your ex, that is available from just being you and valuing you? And so in this energy, you want to notice how you are responding to feedback. You're going to notice whether or not you are avoiding feedback, avoiding conversations, trying to play nice, not wanting to hurt someone's feelings, where you may be avoiding your bills, right? Feeling into where is it that I need to protect myself? And if I do feel that I need to protect myself because there's a part of me that doesn't feel safe in my material experience, then am I willing to face it, feel it, free it, so that I can continue to move forward in my life, right? Then we move into Friday. Friday is this energy of Saturn. And so Saturn is all about accountability. So if you didn't do the things, if you didn't fully express yourself and decide and commit on Wednesday, then you're going to feel this feedback from the world. So if you didn't decide that you were going to be a steward of your wealth and you chose not to, because not doing something that is in responsibility for what you desire is basically saying no to it. So if you did not take action as a steward for your money, if that's what you committed to, then this would be the day where you're now receiving phone calls from the bank. Hey, we need you to make a payment. Hey, we need you to come into the bank and have a conversation. Hey, have you thought about bankruptcy? Right? And so this is an opportunity here to see where you are running away from your own responsibility, where you are not being in integrity to what you said that you were going to do. And so do you do the things that you say you're going to do online, with family, with friends, even when no one's looking? And how does that feel to you, right? Because if we're moving through this from that frequency, from the aspect of frequency, I am this expression that flows through me, and I love me, and I value me, and I'm moving that out through my body and walking through life in that expression. But if you're out of integrity, you can't fool that frequency ever. And so there's this opportunity to notice, right? Because we've got 6, 3 of diamonds. And 6 is this beautiful energy of harmony, of family, of love, of being together, of communing, of community, of like the way that I see it, it's like coming together with family to go and have a beautiful picnic. And all of these family and friends come together to enjoy and to have a party and to be together and to feel that energy of oneness as a unit. And we've got the 3 of diamonds. So in this this 6 can also be complacent, where you're not necessarily wanting to take action. You're not necessarily feeling inspired to be responsible, right? To be accountable. And you've got the 3 of diamonds that's like, okay, there are all of these pathways that are available for you to receive funds, to receive wealth, for you to move forward in your journey, right? To move forward in the direction of your business. There are all of these pathways. But in all of these pathways, are you continuing to take the same pathway over and over again, expecting the same results? Because that's not going to happen, right? And so are you willing to be in integrity and leap? 7. Are you willing to leap into the unknown, into the uncertainty? Are you willing to trust that even though you don't know what's on the other side or at the end of this path, that you trust yourself so much and you are inspired to take that path, even though it feels different, even though you might feel nerve-sighted? Are you willing to go down that path anyway and see what is on the other side? Really, this energy feels like the opportunity on Friday to experience the miracle. And the miracle can happen just like that, just by deciding I'm going to leap into something new, take a new path, take a new journey, and move through this portal that is available. Yeah, beautiful. Then we move into Saturday. Saturday, we have Uranus. And so Uranus is about integration. Again, we're beginning to receive feedback from the physical world. We're starting to receive feedback to whatever it is that we claimed on Monday, whatever it is that we decided that we wanted to play with this week. And so as you're receiving feedback from the world, it's okay. Do I stay the course? Do I stay the course? Am I willing to keep on going? It's this energy of, okay, I can see that my goal is on the other side and I'm like 2 steps away. Am I willing to continue to move forward to reach this goal, this intention, this manifestation? Or is this just good enough? Is what I have right now okay? And so we've got the 7. Will you keep on going? Will you keep on leaping? Will you keep on leaping? Will you keep on trusting yourself? Even if the feedback that you're receiving isn't something that you want, isn't warranted, isn't fitting your own expectation of how you think it's going to go. And you've got 2 of diamonds, which is contracts. It can be money. It can be people coming into your life that want to work with you, that want to play with you. It can be coming together in even in relationship, in partnership, in collaboration. And so in this, with this 2 of diamonds, it's noticing, okay, in this energy, am I desiring to be with people based on value? Am I coming together with others in collaboration based on this person has greater ideas than I, or they have, they know how to do all the tech. And so I'm going to connect with this person. I'm going to collaborate with this person because this person has the tech. They know the business knowledge. They know how to do all of these tangible things, and I don't. But I've got the healing. I can do the healing, and I can do the communing. I can do the community. I can take care of the community. I can show up live. I can do all of these things. And so I value this person for what they do, and this person values this person for what they do. And so they come together in collaboration, which is beautiful. Until this person raises their value in this person's perception, because now they took a course. They took a course in healing. And so now not only do they have this background knowledge of computers and business and all of this, but they've also got healing, these healing abilities, these skills, these places where they can go and they can work in community too. And so now this person feels devalued and they feel like they need to take a course. And so they take a course in business, so they can come back and see eye to eye. And so are you willing to see your own value reflected back to you, knowing who you are, knowing your own value, and again, not mistaking another person for that, for who you are, but to come into convergence with another based on an idea. I'm here to be of service to the world. How about you? And coming into valuing each other as whole beings in convergence to a greater idea. We're here to raise the world. We're here to raise the consciousness of the planet. And so we love that. We love that idea. And all of these ideas and inspirations are coming from that idea. And so we come together to move, right? And so in this energy, you might even notice your own relationship dynamics with your partner, with your romantic partner. If my partner does this, then I value them. If they do the dishes and they vacuum, holy shit. So valuable. I'm so in love with them. But if they don't, less value. And so how are you seeing your own relationship dynamics with your partner, with your children, with your family, in your community? Are you seeing it as a tit for tat? I do this for you, so you are in service to me? Or are you coming from a place of greater service for the whole? We have a familial unit. In this familial unit, we value our home. And in valuing our home, we take care of our home, we nurture our home, which means that there are going to be some responsibilities for you little kids and for you parent. And so let's delineate what that is, because we value this home. This is what keeps us safe. This is what keeps us secure. This is what we love. And so let's come together in community so that we may move forward, right? Let's leap into that. Let's have these conversations with our children. Let's have these conversations with our partners, right? And shifting it out from a secular, okay, who's going to wash the dishes tonight, to the wholeness of this is our home. How are we going to love our home? How are we going to love our land? How are we going to love our community? Right? Then we move into Sunday. Sunday is Neptune. Sunday is this dream-like quality. And so again, we're still receiving feedback from our outside world, from others, right? We're receiving information as to how we are in our own manifestation of our desires. And so we're in this momentum of we're receiving feedback. We're receiving feedback and we're receiving inspired, oh, do this and go do this and do this, as you continue to manifest your experience. And so as you're continuing to manifest this experience so that it can come into transmutation and manifestation, change form, you're now being also invited to dream even bigger. Here it is. What do I want? Do I want more? And so I've got $1 million in my bank. I feel really good about that. I had the manifestation of $1 million. I feel good. It feels awesome. Am I willing to allow myself to have more? Can I see myself having 5? Can I see myself having $1 gajillion? Can I see myself having a greater community? Can I see myself having a greater platform? Am I willing to dream that? Because we now have access to the law of evolution. Are you willing to allow yourself more, or are you just going to stop short? And so we've got the 8 energy, which is that momentous energy, that willingness to continue to expand, to grow by allowing yourself to move up through the spiral of your own evolution. And we've got Ace of Diamonds, me being the Ace of Diamonds. And I believe I saw Lori, who's an Ace of Diamonds. And so Ace of Diamonds, okay, man, I've got $1 million in my bank. And so I've got $1 million in my bank, and I feel like I want to go and raise that. I want to raise my glass ceiling. And so if I raise my glass ceiling, do I think I have to sacrifice part of myself in order to have this? Does that mean that if I want $5 million, I have to let my relationship fall to shit? Or am I willing to trust that I can actually have the life that I desire, that includes relationship, that includes the body I desire, that includes the bank account, the business, and to have that life that is flourishing in all aspects? Am I willing to dream that big? And so this is the frequency, this is the energy that we're moving through this week. I'm really curious to how this resonates with you. Because once we move through Sunday, we move back into Monday, and now we're moving into the mind. We're moving into communication. We move back into the clubs. And so this week is all about our physical experience. After we shake ourselves through this physical experience so that we can better define our value and express through that value, express ourselves in value in our material world, we now move into the mind and we take this wisdom that we gained this week back into the mind to see, okay, what do I want now? And so, yeah, for sure. Allison, as a queen of diamonds, you will, in this lifetime, you will experience physical stuff. Same with me. So, all right. I hope that resonates. Yes, please, I invite you to share your questions and let's pull some personal cards. I am curious to see, what is it that you're moving through? What are we playing with? How was your weekend? Just share the things. It is a big week ahead. It's a big month ahead. Ooh, Lisa, Jack of Diamonds. Yes, for sure. Oops, I'm dropping cards. So, share with me your questions. And let's see what's happening. Let's see what the cards have to say. Just looking at a couple of the comments. Lori saying, I took my mom to an oral surgeon appointment last Wednesday to evaluate a spot in the back of her throat. It's nothing. Thank God. Yeah. And her car mileage said, wow, 44,444. Look at that. Such a sign and a reminder of foundation. Oh, wow. I love that. And it's amplified, right? Okay, that is C. Yes. I love that you had a wonderful trip with your children. What's next to lean into? Right. I feel like you're being invited to keep going. So you had a lot of fun. You had a lot of play. You had a lot of, I want to say it, the way I feel it is you had a lot of transmutation in the relationship dynamics with your children, where you actually got to experience that they are maturing, they're getting older, they're taking more responsibility. And in that allowed for you to trust your own love and devotion for self and yourself as a mother, as a nurturer, as a caregiver for your children. And you're being invited to continue to move forward and bring this energy with you so that you can deepen into that. This card for me feels like play. And so are you willing to continue to feel that freedom, to feel that play as you move forward and you start to bring your focus into perhaps your lifestyle, into your business, and in that to move forward, continuing to break through. You're letting go of these threads of perfection. You're letting go of these threads of what does it mean to be a good mom? What does it mean to be a perfect mom? You're releasing. You're continuing to release these threads as you move forward with your business, or focused on your business, focused on your lifestyle. Your children are now in school, and so when you look at your home, and imagine that your home was a mind. Interesting. And imagine that your home was a mind and you have your children that are living in this mind and they have their own minds and you have your own mind and you're in this place. It feels like this beehive, right? And so in this, are you willing to continue to allow for them to grow, to expand, to evolve as you yourself hold this frequency of, okay, I am sure and I am steady in who I am, in my identity, in what it is that I want to experience. I'm going to move my focus into bringing in more people into my business, in perhaps expanding my own business. And I'm going to allow these little minds that are within the mind of this home to continue to be responsible for their own room, for, who's going to make dinner tonight, who's going to take care of other responsibilities with the home, who's going to take care of the youngest, as I continue to flourish and move forward. As you do that, as you continue to nurture the home and your children in that energy of responsibility, you'll get better clarification of what it is that you want to experience, whether that's in your business or in your life itself. And so there's an opportunity here to just grow as a family unit as you hold space for your growth at the same time. And I love that. So are you willing to allow that? Are you willing to move forward with that? And you'll begin to see, because we're in diamonds, you'll see feedback of that, which is awesome. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Okay. Okay, let's see. A card. What am I moving through right now, and how can I support it? I feel like you are moving really, really fast. Yeah, practical. So I feel like you're moving really, really fast. Almost like you're ahead of the present moment. And so I feel like there's a pattern for you where you're running ahead of the pattern so that the pattern doesn't catch up to you, so that you actually see it. So let's see what the cards say. Yeah. So I feel like you've taken the journey to come into greater accountability to yourself as a leader, to yourself as a woman, to yourself as this divine being. You've taken ownership of, I am seeing myself, I'm looking at myself, I'm willing to do the work, I'm willing to come into forgiveness, I'm willing to love myself more. And in this, I'm loving myself more, there's a bit of apprehension and fear of change. What if I can't stay in this? Am I willing to? And so are you willing to change? Are you willing to continue to expand? Are you willing to continue to move forward and running away from what you think the boogeyman chasing you? I was going to say the boogeyman is not going to stop the change in your physical experience or whatever is happening in the world or your home life to happen. Change is going to happen. And so are you willing to up-level yourself in your own thinking, in how you're perceiving your life, in how you're perceiving yourself, because you've begun the journey and there's no stopping. There's no, and so the willingness to continue to change, the willingness to decide what is of a higher perception, of a higher, I feel like a higher opportunity. It's almost like I'm feeling you in your workplace. And so you have a job. And so in this job, there's an opportunity for one level up, just a little slight change. But in that slight change, there's a little bit of this glass ceiling effect of, oh man, if I take this opportunity, then I'm going to have to grow in order to be this. I'm going to have to evolve myself. I'm going to have to trust my values so much more. I'm going to have to love myself so much more. And oh my God, look at all these responsibilities. Are you willing to decide to allow yourself to have that so that you can begin to feel free within yourself, a sense of freedom from here, and you can receive the fulfillment of what it is that you're actually wanting to experience, which is love. So the fulfillment of love. If you're willing to change your own perspective, your own perception, decide to have what it is that you're wanting instead of letting it chase you. And so stopping, facing, feeling, freeing, you will actually receive what it is that you desire. Whether that is in love, relationships, community, even if that is an opportunity, that opportunity that's available for you. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Lisa Olson, 7 of Spades, love a real estate card. Through the lens of real estate. Just going down there for a second. Yeah. All right. So you're being initiated into higher value. As I'm feeling this, there's definitely, you're being inspired to change and decide. And so as I'm feeling this, it almost feels like there's this desire for you to show in different areas or show bigger, grander homes or even more land and change districts. And so if you're feeling inspired to do that or to even change, I guess, real estate companies or where you work, then if that is being inspired, if that's something that's happening in your own physical experience, then you're being invited to choose based on your value, choose based on what feels good for me. What is it that I'm wanting to actually experience? And does this match the inspiration that is happening for me? Because you're inviting in a change based on a higher perspective of the, like a higher spiritual perspective. And so are you willing to allow yourself to have what it is that you want so that you can create a new story? So in this initiation, this allows for you to begin to bring into manifest what it is that you are actually desiring. And so it feels like what you're desiring is an up leveling within your own business, within who or what you are selling. It can even be, I'm feeling like buildings and structures that you're might be wanting to sell. So whatever it is that you're selling now, it feels greater, bigger, and much more. And so will you trust yourself enough to make that decision so that you can move in the direction of it? And in that, by really feeling into, okay, what does it feel like to be in alignment with what it is that I want, which is greater access to higher clients and bigger homes, greater land, big establishments. And so as I feel that, am I willing to allow this energy, the frequency of what it would feel like to actually experience it, to be living it, to be showing grander homes, to be showing fulfillment centers, to be showing land? Like, what does that feel like in my body? And am I willing to allow this frequency of what it feels like in my body to inspire me into the actions? I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. I desire this. I commit to this. I commit to myself in order to manifest that and bring that into my life. And so I write a new story. I'm creating a new story that is implementing my choices and my actions based on my greater value and this frequency. And so it feels really good. I'll be curious to see what is actually happening in your life, if that resonates for you. All right, Ashley, what do the cards say about my calling a partner in? It's interesting. I saw this earlier on, and it's like there's this stop. Like you go running, and then you stop. It's almost like you hit a wall, but I feel like you're the one that's stopping yourself. Interesting. Huh. And so the reason why I say it's interesting is because you got a King of Spades, you got a Queen of Hearts, you got a Jack of Hearts. Okay. So as I'm feeling this feels like you're king. You have this desire. You have this desire, and it's almost like you have a checklist of what it is that you desire in a partner, what he looks like, what he does, his success, kind of car he drives. Like you have these facets and these ideas of what he will look like, how you may experience him. And it's almost like spirit or your spirit guides are like blank slate that, erase all of that, because you're holding yourself tied and true to someone meeting your expectations. And so yeah, you're not making an online order. You're not Amazoning this. You're creating an experience with another person, with a divine partner. And so what would it feel like to have a divine partner? What would it feel like to have a divine partnership? And are you willing to allow for this idea? Like, are you willing to allow this idea to die? Are you willing to navigate the story? I want to say the story, the frequency, the energy of, the prince coming to save you, the happily ever after, the rose-colored glasses, so that you can better come into resonance and alignment with you. So there's some distortions that are leaving, and I feel like those distortions is you hitting that wall because people aren't matching what it is that you're wanting to experience. But what you're wanting to experience is wanting to be broken out of whatever box you have it in, so that you can begin to call in your lover, your divine partner, through frequency, not through a checklist. And so what would it feel like to be in the frequency, in love? What would it be like to receive love from another? What would it feel like to receive support from another person? What would it feel like when you look at your other relationships? And I see your other relationships, you were mothering. And so you mothered and nurtured your relationship to the point where your lover became your child. And so this is what you're breaking through in all of this. So you can come back into, okay, I'm going to nurture me first. I'm going to care for me first so that I can come into relationship with another person. And in this relationship where I am nurturing me, I'm calling in another person who is nurturing himself so that we can come and experience this love dynamic, this love relationship, a shared experience where he does not complete me, where he and I are whole and come into this beautiful relationship where we mirror each other, where we're willing to grow and expand and face ourselves in receiving this relationship. And so that I can let go of how I thought relationships were meant to be, how long they were supposed to be, like all of these other conditions that you might have. So the result is Jack of Hearts, which is the release of patterns, the release of sacrifice patterns, the release of self-abuse, of self-betrayal, of self-neglect, the release of self-abandonment. This is huge. So, yeah. And then your man will come. but this is part of the journey that's in preparation for you to meet that divine partner. And so are you looking for a romantic partner? Are you looking for your divine masculine? Are you looking for that divine partner to be with you? And so that's a choice. Love. Leia. I haven't seen you in forever. Hey. It's interesting. Like I'm feeling you and it just kind of feels like very blank slate. Like you, blank slate. So I'm curious as to what is it that you're creating, or are you not moving forward in the direction of something? Yeah. And so all of your cards are black, which means that all of your cards are inner. So you're looking at your own inner perception, your own inner work, looking at where it is that you're wanting to experience a physical experience. But again, I feel like you haven't decided. And it's all spades, which means that this is all coming from a spiritual perspective. We've got 5, 10, 6 spades. And so what is holding you back from what it is that you want to experience? And are you willing to decide to have this experience? Are you willing to dream? Are you willing to have that come into fruition? I'm kind of curious of where you are in your own year, because it does feel like there's a dreamlike quality. And so I'm curious as to whether or not you're in Neptune during this time. And Neptune is a 52-day window where you're dreaming, and 52-day windows before your birthday. And so it almost feels like you're in that energy of, okay, I'm kind of dreaming. What is it that I want to experience next year, next week, now? And am I willing to allow myself to have what it is that I want to experience? Am I willing to let myself dream? But with this 5 of spades, it's okay. I've done this journey. I've moved through and I've seen myself. I see myself. I love myself. I value myself. I've brought in all of these tools. I've brought in this beautiful, this beautiful business, and I'm experiencing these changes that are happening in my life, but there's an energy of complacency. So in this, it's okay. Right. I'm feeling there's a fear of wanting to decide, because in this fear of deciding what it is that you actually want, because you know what it is that you want, you're afraid that it's going to completely upside your life, change your life in some sort of way. And so your action is to really move in the direction of allowing yourself to have this fulfillment, to decide that this is possible, but to see yourself from the lens of, I am this divine being. And so I am this divine being who is walking this life that moves through this body. What I see in my physical world is the physical manifestation of my own creations. And now I do that consciously. And so as I'm moving forward in this direction consciously, what is it that I'm wanting to have fulfilled from the aspect of I am whole, I am a divine being, I am in connection to the divine, I have God flowing through this body. And so if I have God flowing through this body that is being expressed out into my material world, then what will I allow myself to have so that I may receive the fulfillment of it? And so in this, there's a bit of perfection that can hold you back. There's this energy of perfection. Before I can decide, I must have my home just so. Before I can move forward on this journey of, more self-excavation or creating an expansion in my business, I must have 3 people in my calendar that I'm working with. And so are you willing to let go of the perfection and allow the flow of what is available for you to come through you so that it may be inspired? Because you're going to experience change regardless. The result is change. And so this change is not just going to be in your physical experience, it's going to be whole. So you're going to have a relationship, a deeper relationship with who you are as a divine being, a greater relationship with your own physical body. And I know that you used to bodybuild, right? You will have a different relationship with your own physical experience of life. You will have a different relationship with your emotional capacities and with your own mental capacities. And so are you willing to have the change, because the change is going to happen? Will you decide, or will you let life decide for you? What do you want? What do you want now? Because you've moved through a journey of, changing and changing and changing and changing. And what you might have wanted several months ago is not the same thing you want now. And so will you allow yourself to be, knowing that you are a creator that is here to create your own experience? Not your own experience, but you know what I mean? Like, you are here to create experiences. That's why you're here. And so are you willing to be on purpose in the creation of your experiences so that you can come into convergence with the divine? That's so good. Wow. Awesome. Fiona. Pulled a 4 of diamonds last night, put it on my pillow, had a dream, my ideal partner and ideal life. How brilliant. 4 diamonds and 4 of hearts, they're right side by side. So I am not surprised. Is this likely to happen this month? You're so funny, Fiona. So, you know that the cards will not predict. The cards will look at the themes. It will look at the pockets of where it is available. Now, we're only doing a 3-card pull. So 1, yes, it's available. This month, I cannot say. So all of your cards are black, which again, it tells me that there's going to be a shifting in your own mental and thinking patterns so that you can experience this ideal partner. And so we begin with the 8 of clubs, and the 8 of clubs is like, okay, as you are here and you are thinking about creating an experience with an ideal partner, where are you in your thinking? Where are you in where are you thinking about yourself in this journey? Where are you loving yourself in this journey? Are you valuing yourself in this journey? Do you know what you want to experience? Because you're here and you had a dream, you had an awareness. I had an awareness that I had a dream that I'm going to meet my ideal partner. Now, I have this information. What am I going to do with this information? Am I willing to accept it? Am I willing to receive this information? And in this receiving of this information, am I willing to move through a journey with this information? Will I take the journey? Will I allow this to be fulfilled, but fulfilled from my own mind? And so in this decision, because you're a brain game coach, in this decision to experience a divine partner, it begins the journey, right? The law of divine timing. And so in this, you're letting go of, there's this navigating perfection so ideal partner, perfection in what he might look like, what he might feel like, what he might do in his life, whether or not he's spiritual, whether he plays an instrument, all of these things. And are you willing to let the ideation of what it is that you think he's supposed to be, so that you can navigate and let go of any expectations, i.e., I don't want him to be like my last partner. I don't want to go through the same kind of experiences like my last partner, right? Or in my past. And so as you are doing that, you're receiving insights and frequency to how it is that you want to be in experience with a divine partner, how it is that you want to communicate with a divine partner, how it is that you want to experience a relationship. And so the result of this is the Six of Clubs. And the Six of Clubs is coming into integrity to what it is that you want to experience, coming into deeper integrity with with you yourself as a divine being, coming in into integrity of allowing yourself to receive a divine partner. And so as I'm feeling this feels like a journey. It's possible that you may meet him. But right now, what I'm feeling is that you are moving through this journey of, I have an awareness. Will I allow myself to have this? Will I decide? Will I commit? And allow whatever information is rising up and whatever feedback you are experiencing in your life to move you through, to bring you closer and closer to this ideal partner, ideal life. And so you know that transmutation can happen in a moment. What do you think is possible? Anything is possible. Yeah. All right. Rosalie had great blessings on Sunday, free giant peace rose, and a cool price of MCM stock. Awesome. Lisa, last week was so big, moving through becoming portable. Best way to continue this momentum in caring for myself and nervous system. Ooh, good question. I'm feeling your belly. Your belly's like cramped. It's almost like it's almost like you're holding your breath. Oh my gosh, what did I just do here? No, I'm shuffling. I'm just focused on your belly right now because it hurts. So it's so tight and tense. It's almost like it's cramping, but it's not cramping because it's both sides just pushed in. And there's a little bit of fear and tension that's being held in the belly. It's almost like holding you still. And so the willingness to come into momentum, you want to continue to decide and commit to what it is that you're wanting to experience. Now, what I'm seeing right now is like the Six of Hearts. And so there's this, it literally feels like the Six of Hearts in your body where you're being held, but you're being held to like not go, to stay still, to not venture forward in whatever it is you're wanting to experience, which is moving through becoming portable. And so in this, one, we're just going to invite that to open up just a little bit and a little bit more and some more. And are there fears and apprehensions that are rising up? And so I can feel that, and we're going to allow the fears and apprehensions to move. And so my curiosity is, are you resistant to change? Are you resistant to shifts that are happening in your world? Are you feeling the inspiration to move, to be portable? And so we're just letting the energy continue to move, and it's moving up the throat. It's still, there's a lot of energy that's moving. And so we're just going to allow that to happen. You can feel it moving through your back. Wow. There's a lot of energy. It feels like you're moving through a great change for you. In this, you've forgotten that you are home. And so you're used to being in areas and spaces that are, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, right? And then, but now because there's this portable home, it's almost like you're letting go of this distortion that home is where you place your hat. Home is not where you placed your hat. Home is in the heart. And so you're shifting these patterns and releasing these patterns. And so my curiosity is, what does portable home mean for you? And really harnessing the frequency of portable. What does that mean? What does it feel like in my body? What does it feel to be free? What does it feel like to feel the value? Do you feel value in being portable? Do you feel the love in being portable, and really move into that energy of, I love my life and I want to love my life even more, and loving my life even more is inspiring me to be portable. And so in being portable, I'm going to be shifting through these patterns and these ideas that aren't serving me in this time right now, because I'm feeling you at like 3, 4, 6, 5, 8, like there are different aspects of you that has moved a lot or shifted from parent to parent or from home to home. And in that, this is what it's triggering for you. It's triggering this not feeling safe or secure because there was so much movement over here. And so you can simply break through by deciding to be done with this. I'm done. I'm creating a new story. And so I'm letting go of these threads so that I can have the home, so that I can have the portable experience that I'm wanting to have. So I'm right. So, and commitment, like it's, and I commit to it. So I love that. Yeah. So this energy is easing now that we see, and I'm curious to how you're feeling. And so I'm going to invite you to just be with that and to allow this pattern to collapse by coming back into the frequency of, okay, and reminding yourself, what is it to be in a portable home? What does it feel like? What does it give me access to really dream with it, to play with it, to be with it, and allow this story to just collapse because it's available to. So, whew, I would have some water to let that energy continue to move. Awesome. Lori. Cleaning out so much physical stuff in my home. It's so good. And I'm open to what I need to know for this week. Oh, throne. All right. So I would either pay attention to tomorrow, Wednesday, because it's 5 of diamonds tomorrow, because this is what I feel like you are going to want to pay attention to. So 5 of diamonds is the transcendence of the physical. It is the knowing, like so freaking certain that you are the value, and whatever you are seeing in your physical manifestation has nothing to do with your value. It's simply a result of you and your own creation, your manifestation. And so it's like being it's so weird, dent free, like having this armor of, I am value. I walk with it. I am certain of it. I know that I am the value. And as I walk, it doesn't matter if there's a bill that comes in, like it doesn't chink. There's no chink in my armor. I just keep on going because I'm so certain and sure. And as I continue to walk forward, certain and sure, my life begins to just fall into place into what it is that I want to experience, whether that's trips or whether that's a car, or whether that's a home, whether that's a partner. It just keeps on coming because I let go of the need. And so you've got the 4 of clubs, which is your action, which is really looking at, okay, am I holding myself back with fixed ideas, with fixed processes? So when you look at your business, do I have fixed processes in place that are helping to support my budding business? Do I have the structure in place in my mind, or are they things that are limiting me from having what it is that I want to experience? So you're going to want to navigate that and look at that, especially tomorrow with this 5 of diamonds, and see where is it that you can come into a deeper sense of mastery. Where are you? This really brings you into being your own self-authority. So as I'm feeling this, you're letting go of conditions, you're letting go of programs, you're letting go of what other people told you to do in order to have the life that you need, in order to be successful, in order to have the beautiful body, in order to do all of those things, so that you can be your own self-authority, so that you can choose for you, so that you can discern for you. And so you're highly intuitive, and there's a pattern of still letting the outside tell you what to do. You're being invited to stop, come back, and discern for yourself, to feel into your intuition, to know that your intuition is not here to tell you what to do, that it is a choice, and it's also not here to tell you, don't do the things, but it's here to inform you. And so what will you do with this information as you continue to move forward? And will you choose you in all that you do, knowing that you are your own authority, right? No one else. So let me know how that resonates. Okay. I would love a card, please. Feeling the nudge to leap, and yet I'm resisting. What's keeping me anchored? What's keeping me anchored that I can nurture? Yeah. What's keeping you anchored is your attachments. And so what is it? What meaning have you given to what it is that you're holding on to? When you feel into this, like, it's almost like if you're willing to jump through this portal, if you're willing to jump through this fear, there's so much that is available on the other side. You just have to be willing to do it. It's the willingness to have the conversation. It's the willingness to let the business fall. It's the willingness to decide I'm done with my business, so that whatever is in the business can fall away, and whatever pieces are left is what you are building with. It's the willingness to say, okay, you and I are done in this relationship. We are complete, so that you can allow for whatever is there, whatever is meant to move forward and journey with you, to journey with you. But that's the leap. That's the trust. Are you willing to believe that on the other side is everything that you wanted, or the pieces for what it is that you want to experience? So letting go of your attachment, to know that whatever it is that you are letting go is not you. There's an identification of whatever you are moving, whatever you're attached to is you. You are not your sweater. You are not your pants. You're not your car. And so, and those things are not a reflection of your value. You're really being asked to focus on what it is that you want to experience. What is it that you love? What is it that you want to express into the world? What is it that you want to focus on, so that you can begin the journey and allow that to come into manifest form for you? Yeah. And then the result is 10 of Spades. And so the 10 of Spades is here to say, okay, well, it might feel like there's a lot of work, and for sometimes there might be a lot of work in moving in the direction of what it is that you desire, but this is something that you love. This is something that is in service to the world. This is something that you were meant to be on purpose with. Like, this is the dream coming true, the fulfillment, but the fulfillment from the aspect that is now nurturing all aspects of you, your spiritual self, your heart, your mind, your body, your lifestyle, all of the things. Will you allow yourself to have it? Because it's available, but it's available by jumping into that portal, into what, letting that go, letting the attachment go, and seeing what rises, what sticks. Yeah. Editor, it's been so long. Would love a card. I feel like this year I'm slowing down. I feel the big pause. Can I have a card around my big pause that I'm experiencing? Kind of curious. What is this big pause? As I'm feeling into you, I'm feeling there's some energy that's moving up through. And I'm very curious are you feeling a big pause? Or are you feeling the stillness before, like, are you feeling the eye of the storm where things are about to actually come into, I'm getting the word collapse, which is interesting. So, how are you with trusting the divine? Do you trust God? Do you trust your sources, your guides? Do you trust your essence? Do you allow yourself to be filled with your essence? And do you allow your intuition to guide you? Do you allow yourself to be taken with your intuition to move in the direction of what you desire? Or do you hold yourself back still? Do you hold yourself back from taking the inspired action, even though in your heart's desire, there's nothing more than this. Like there's nothing more you want than this. I feel like there's this dream that you hold so dearly in your heart that you haven't yet manifested, you haven't yet journeyed with, and it's being held by this energy of fear. I'm afraid to have it. And I'm afraid to have it because I'm afraid that if I do have it, then I'm going to have to move through this journey of such great change, of such great destruction, of such great chaos, of death and decay, that I would rather just hold this dream here. And so you're being invited to really focus on what it is that you want, regardless of where the mind is taking you, where the mind is taking you into the chaos, the mind is taking you into, well, before the phoenix rises from the ashes, well, shit, he's got to get into the ashes. And so, right? So to bring your focus back to, this is what I want. This is what I want to create. This is what I'm making manifest. This is my purpose, my fullest expression. And so as I focus this, I move forward in this, I decide that I'm going to experience this. This is going to result in money. It can result in more wealth. It can result in greater partnerships in relationships, because it's the 11, right? Like it can result in greater, I'm feeling greater lifestyle, greater experiences with your life, greater, of course, value, a deepened sense of value for who you are, but the creation of a new wealth story is how I'm feeling this. And wealth being however it is that you define it. I feel it to be well-being, great friends, community, love, money, different ways of money coming into me, into my business, into my life. It feels like, pockets full of money. It feels like money in all of my accounts, and great amounts of money in all of my accounts. And so are you willing to journey with that so that you can move forward? Are you willing to decide? And so let me know how that resonates for you. I'll be curious. Allison, I noticed some growth and expansion for my business where I should put my energy. Notice some resistance to some of the conscious channeling. Am I meant to move towards that or something else? Also, I found an office space, cool, that I can rent. And I'm noticing the fear of expansion with that, not working from home. It's very similar to, I'm feeling that energy, that the belly. So it's interesting. Home is where the heart is. And so are you feeling, is that intuitive hit of I should not be moving into an office? Or is it a I am freaking scared of moving into an office? Interesting. So I love this. So 3 of diamonds. There are these multiple pathways that are available for you as you expand your business, and you can see that there are multiple pathways. But what is coming up with all of this is this fear of making the wrong choice, this fear of doing the same thing over and over again, rather than coming back to you and feeling, what is it that I actually want to experience? And is what I'm wanting to experience, is this? Does this feel like this? So I now have in my awareness an opportunity to have an office. And in this office, is this office matching the frequency of what I want in my expansion of my business? Is this my next inspired action? See, you can't see my face. So in that, are you willing to come back into alignment with, okay, my business is expanding. I'm noticing the growth. As I notice the growth and the expansion, as I'm starting to receive the feedback, how am I feeling in that? And do I want more? Am I willing to allow myself to have more? And just notice the closing, like the closing in the back. I'm feeling there's a closing in the, like, I don't know if I'm good enough to have a bigger business. I don't know if I'm like good enough to like show up in the community in a bigger way. I'm not like, that's showing up. And then there's also this fear. Interesting. There's this fear of being in a closed space with clients, like one-on-one. And so in having this office space, you now have the availability for clients to come to an office space with you. And so it's bringing up a little bit fear. It's bringing up a little bit of agitation, apprehension. And so coming back to, it's almost like it's coming back to basics, but not coming back to basics with the 10 of spades. You know how to manifest. You know how to move frequency through your body. Are you willing to allow yourself to receive the frequency through the channel, through your channel? Because this resistance to some of this conscious channeling is the resistance to receiving God, the resistance to and in conjunction to this resistance to your own expansion. And so are you willing to sit with yourself and allow yourself to open up more, to receive even more that is available and possible for you? And to be so aligned in the frequency. I feel like in this, there's a bit of wonky energy because you're allowing others to be in your space and you are hearing them or seeing them, and you're taking it at face value, or taking what they say at face value, even though some of what they said is not in integrity. Some of what they said may not have been honest or true. Some of what they said was almost inspiration to others. And so if you're willing to see this as feedback, but come back to your resonance, come back to your self-authority, self-autonomy, come back to who you are and what you want to fucking create, what it is that you want to fucking create, so that you can come into alignment with who it is that you want to be with, who it is that you want to commune with, who it is that you want to experience life with, who it is that you want to continue to grow and flourish with. And so there's this, like, this is the channel that's flowing through you. The channel is wanting you to move forward in the direction of what you desire, because you are here on purpose, for a purpose, to move the consciousness of the planet, to expand the consciousness of the planet, to understand more of yourself. And as you understand more of yourself and where you catch yourself up for others because you're afraid of being alone, that you be so willing to do it anyway, because people will follow. And so there's this opportunity here that is available to you. But there's a shifting that's happening in your world. There's a shifting that's happening within your community, within your own self. You're shaking off the people. Like, you're shaking off. It's like the vision that I get is, I don't even have a cat, but you know when a cat poops and then they've got poop that's stuck to their bum? It's like you're shaking that off. You're shaking off the shit. But you got to choose you. You got to choose higher value. You got to choose loving yourself higher. You got to let go of people pleasing. Let go of trying to be in community when it's not working. Let go of that so that it can fall into transmutation. And so that as you are standing and walking forward in the direction of what you want, you begin to see the people that are around you that have always been around you. And if they aren't now, they will come into convergence with you, or you with them. And so big changes that is being reflected in this, like, expanding through an office for you, but it's greater than that. And so I'll be curious to know what's happening. Holy cannoli, that's freaking amazing. I'm very excited. All right, so I'm going to take one more because I'm seeing that it's 12:24 my time. All right, Mesa. I would love cards around my continued pain in my right leg and foot. This is releasing slowly the stuffed emotions. I'm doing the releasing and working on my self-love and expression. How else can I move through this more quickly? I can feel that the right foot, and it's connected to the heart and the throat. Like there's a web. This pattern feels like it's ingrained deeply in your being. And it feels like this ingrained in your being is connected to people pleasing, connected to not being yourself, connected to shifting your reality in such a way that you are willing to choose yourself regardless of where you go. And so again, the 3 of Diamonds comes up, and what you are experiencing is the physical manifestation of doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result. And the reason why you're expecting a different result is because you're hoping, wishing, wistful for someone else to change, for someone else to change their response to you. But the change doesn't happen there, the change happens within you. And so as you come back to you and you amplify the value of you, amplify the expression of you, as you continue to move forward in that and really embody what that feels like in your body, you now take inspired action in the direction of the pathways of how is it that I want to converge with others? How is it that I want to convene with others? Like the action is to really come to another from that space of wholeness. And so as this, I feel like it's starting to move greatly. And as you're feeling this pain and I feel like angst in your foot and it moves up, do you forget that you are whole? Do you think that you have to fix something? Or are you coming to a place where, okay, I am receiving an ache and a pain that's in my body? And I know that this ache and this pain is simply a message for me to love myself more, to nurture myself more. And so I go into that pain, I go into that message, and I receive the message that is there that is asking me to be of service to my body. And so, how can I be in service to this one pain? How can I be in service to my leg? And as you feel that, what is being inspired to for you to be in service to that part of your body? Is it getting castor oil and cayenne and making a pact and putting it under the soles of your feet so that you can allow for more circulation of blood? Is it that you are inspired to go to the doctor? Is it that you are inspired to do hot and cold water baths so that you can start to draw the blood from different places? Is it that you are inspired to see a naturopath? Whatever it is, are you willing to then take that action? Are you willing to take a different path? And it might even be taking aspirin. So, in this, as you come into service with you, it's okay. I'm coming into service with my body so that my body can be in service to me. My body is being in service to me by telling me that there's this pain. It's okay. What do I do? Well, how can I be in service to you in return? You take that action, and then you move that out into, okay, I see that this is a manifestation from a pattern that I've created and how I relate with others. And am I willing to now bring this to how can I be in service to others because they are being in service to me? When I'm upset because someone is not doing something that I want or being an expectation of what I want them to do, then am I now feeling that do I know that they are being in service to me to show me something that I've forgotten, to show me where I'm not expressing myself, to show me where I'm trying to please others? And am I willing to break through that by being in service to me? How do I be in service to me? Well, I love and I devote myself to me. How am I going to express myself in this place? Okay, I will come into acceptance, I will come into forgiveness, and then I will allow myself to be inspired in my expression. So the result of that is raising the frequency within your own body, is shifting the pattern and the dynamics within your own relationships. And so there's this beautiful opportunity here to completely shift. I feel like your foot is the opportunity here that is showing you what is happening in your life and where you're continuing to play in that space when really and truly it just wants to be released and collapsed. So let me know how that resonates. Holy cow, these were some really good readings. This is a big week for everyone. And so I'll be curious to know how these resonate. I will check the notes or the messages after. If you are curious about your numbers and you're curious about your own journey, I invite you to connect with me. And if we haven't connected before, I invite you to connect with me for a 30-minute call free where we look at your numbers. And if you want to dive in deeper, then I invite you to connect with me for a report where we can see the details of your year, see the details of your life, see the details of your karma, whatever that is. And so wishing you the most amazing week, sending you so much love, and I will see you in the spaces. Bye for now.